Hello, peaceful world. Here is another update from Ukraine from a perspective of an average citizen. A young mom got a precious poor baby who is now enjoying a new kind of an activity, having her crib opened, looking at the sky, looking at the tree branches, and having a good time. And in this video, we'll give you an update on Molly, whom some of you heard about yesterday about our little issue. So let me fill you in on all the adventures. Spoiler alert, there was a huge scare last night and Molly was hospitalized. Uh, so, what happened? Uh, what was the original thing? So yeah, when she had her surgery, because she was trying to bite, to chew one of her warts, she also had a few follicles treated. What is this thing? Like we got it last summer for the first time in a while. Basically, a hair follicle gets filled with something like pus, and it feels like a little bump by touch, and it resembles a pimple. I don't know. So it's a strange gland condition, skin condition, which is not serious at all. This is a very little thing, and the way the doctors treat it is by making a teeny tiny cut, squeezing out this yucky inside, and cutting out the capsule which contains this. Infected or inflamed area. I don't know what to call it. I'm not a doctor, so this is the way it looks to me, and that's what I saw. Because the procedure is administered without any general or even local anesthesia, I think, with Molly, because Molly is a very obedient patient. He can do anything with her, on her, at her, and she tolerates anything fine because she just freezes. She freezes in terror, and you can pierce her, you can cut her, whatever. Really, she's a dream patient. I think I should dedicate her to science so that youngsters have a chance to learn and practice their injection giving skills. But anyways, so that's what she had done when she had her last surgery, where the bigger concern was the wart on her front paw, not these hair follicles on her ass. And the doctor told me this is like nothing, just to clean it, wipe it, make sure that the front one is treated very carefully. She should not lick it, it should stay dry. That's why Molly started wearing her beautiful sweater, which was initially meant for me, of course. And I kind of did, and those little cuts on her, not her ass exactly, like the back, on her back, lower back. Um, they're so little and they don't look interesting or worrisome at all. Yes, Mia. That's why I looked at it every time I cleaned this wound. I cleaned those, but for a few days I just forgot about them because they looked so healed and everything was, pretty fine. And then the day before yesterday, right? Or when was it? On Tuesday. Today is what? Thursday. Yeah. So on Tuesday, she refused her dinner, even though she also skipped her lunch because we were away. My dogs are fed 3 times a day. And that was a bit concerning. So I started looking at her very, very attentively, and I noticed that, from the other side of my bed, I noticed that area with one of those cuts in her lower back seems bumpy. I don't know, seems maybe inflamed. I don't know. It was dark in the room. We checked it out, and it was indeed swollen, disgusting, and that little cut looked like a pretty big hole, and it was warm to touch. In addition to that, during the day, I noticed that there were a few moments when she breathed really elaborately, and that sucked. Yeah, of course, we were disappointed. There was not much we could do at the time. We just cleaned it, and I made an appointment with a surgeon who was fortunately available on Wednesday, but only on Wednesday evening. So I came to him, and the issue had him puzzled. He had no explanation that satisfied him for what was happening with Molly. So that wound is now an abscess, and maybe she licked it really badly and got it infected. Or the option, the explanation, I believe in, or is that she is allergic to the stitches. He used those stitches previously last summer when we had another surgery, having one of her bullets removed because my dog has bullets in her. She was born on the street. And so that time, last summer, when I was super pregnant, I don't remember the details now. You know, a lot of things have happened since then, like this thing, for instance, who takes up all of my memory and intelligence capacity in general. So she had a bullet removed from her paw, the other paw, also front paw. And he used those self-dissolving stitches, or what do you call them? I'm not sure. And they were supposed to dissolve, but they didn't, and they caused inflammation. And I remember that I came to him, and he said, "Oh, it's just a reaction to the stitches. That's weird. So let me have them removed. Let me remove them, and everything will be fine." Everything was fine, and I didn't pay attention to that. Like I didn't, and he didn't think that this might be an issue in the future as well. So he used the same material this time, but what he doesn't like in our situation is that he only got this super severe reaction in one of her cuts, but he used the same material for all the cuts, and there were in total, so this one plus about four, your lower back. So in total, there were 5 wounds, right? 5 holes, but only one got the super severe reaction. So maybe it's a combination of an allergic reaction to the stitches, plus she licked it, some dirt got inside, some bacteria, nobody knows. So that was his, you know, mm, dissatisfaction at our appointment, because he couldn't explain it to me or to himself. I could see that he was like, "What the hell? I never saw that. Is so strange." And he looked at it really carefully, and he cleaned it, and he was like scratching his head like, "I have never seen it." And even this theory with the reaction to the stitches, I have never seen it. So, anyways, he prescribed pens. That was a very funny conversation. I wanted to be funny. I like to ease the tension to, stressful situations and doctor appointments as well. You don't want to be my gynecologist. Yeah. So I said, doctor, now that she has an issue in her lower back, maybe she should not only wear a sweater, but also pants. Ha 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 ha. And he said, yes, she should. I was like, ha ha ha. Are you serious? He's like, yeah, that's the only solution. You have to cover the wound, otherwise she will lick it, and the issue will progress. She has to wear pants now. That was not as funny anymore. But you know, when your doctor makes a prescription, you follow it. I do. Evidence-based medicine. Evidence-based medicine says your dog has to wear pants. You just put the pants on your dog. So, and a compress, pants and a compress, which would be applied twice a day for 45 minutes. So we got all the drugs. I had a pair of pants for Mia, of course, which was presented to me by one of my students. Dear Kate, if you see it, thank you very much. You have contributed to Molly's recovery. So we took those pants and they fit her perfectly, and man cut a hole for her tail, and that is adorable. So kind of again, this situation is a blessing in disguise. I've got the dog of my dreams, a very stylish dog who wears fancy pants. So yeah, we applied the compress, and right after that, it was madness. She started bleeding. Like that hole was just it was excreting so much blood and some disgusting liquid. Like the bed wasn't blood. There were drops of blood on the floor because she went to drink. And of course we were alarmed, and it was 10 p.m. and we have curfew in the city, so you're not supposed to leave your home at 11 after 11 p.m. And man grabbed Molly and ran to the hospital, and they called the surgeon, and the surgeon said, just to be on the safe side, keep her in the hospital overnight. I'll come in the morning and check her out. And that's what we did. It was not the best night in my life. I was very worried about Molly. I love her. She's a very sensitive girl. She's afraid of everything. She's very gentle. It's impossible to walk her, even for me, because she's afraid of everything. She was born on the street. She was shot. She has a very tragic story in general. She is a PTSD, victim. I will tell you more about her someday, really. So, plus, I had no idea what was happening. Like, was the bleeding over? The bleeding stopped. When they got to the hospital, the bleeding stopped and it clotted. And the doctor on call, which is usually a young idiot, sorry, not say idiot, an inexperienced doctor, I don't want to sound too judgmental. Really, that's a bad tone. But yeah, it stopped. But I didn't know. What if it started again? Would those doctors, be able, that doctor, be able to help her? Is it a serious issue? Is it a minor thing? Like the uncertainty and the concern about my poor little amazing best ever girl made me worried. Plus, Mia was in a very clingy mood, and she refused to sleep next to me. She wanted to sleep only in my arms, which means I slept sitting position, holding her like this, next to my breasts, because I suppose she's now learning to transition from different sleep phases through different sleep phases, and whenever she does it, she uh, wakes up. She's anxious, and she wants to be calmed by my breast. The pacifier doesn't work, shushing doesn't work, calming her, patting her doesn't work, only the breast. And now I had this, distortion at night of the time that I saw on the clock and the way I felt. Because I felt like it was already 4 a.m., 5 a.m., but it was already, oh, it was only 1 a.m. But I had already done so much mom work by, feeding her, taking her, holding her, petting her, that it felt like eternity. So I don't feel particularly rested, but that's fine. Molly. The surgeon arrived in the morning. He checked her out, and everything is fine, guys. He just forgot to mention that this is a normal reaction after the compress, and that's exactly why we're doing it, why we need to apply it, because it helps us get rid of that yucky, thing inside the hole, inside the wound. That's the purpose of the compress, and it can happen, it will happen again, and we should not be alarmed. Everything is fine, everything is going by plan. This is this tricky situation when you think, or a doctor thinks, or a lawyer thinks that some piece of information is obvious. Everybody knows that's how it's supposed to develop, but no, things are not obvious for everybody. I did not have so much medical experience. Like every disease is a new thing for me. Every little illness, every little thing, symptom, even if I had it before, it's a new world, and I wish I had been more informed yesterday. I wasn't. I'm not angry at the doctor, but I just know that maybe I am a bit, okay, I'm not like, I am a bit angry because, that's a logistical issue. That's, a stress for Molly for sure, and stress for me. And I'm breastfeeding mom. I just need some peace and quiet. Speaking of peace and quiet, remember, some of you may remember that the day before yesterday I made a post mentioning three things. Number one, we haven't been to the bed for a week. Our city hasn't been attacked for a week. There have been any rockets, and Mia sleeps beautifully. Forget about it. Old news, old news. We were at the vet. Mia slept like a very, disturbed baby, disturbing me as well. Even daddy woke up last night. And in addition to everything, we had yet another massive rocket attack this morning in our city, on our country in general. I know that in Kiev, in my city, one person was killed, two people were wounded, injured. That's all I know for now. But I also heard a very, very loud explosion. I think one of the loudest in our war history, because even my husband's car keys alarm went off because of the noise. It was so loud. So the background of all of this family fun, and events and medical adventures and growing up amazing baby is the war, and everything is happening in between explosions and rockets, and this is too much. But on the bright side, Molly should be fine. Hopefully, this compress will treat the abscess, and no complications will follow. Mia is growing, and in general, despite this clinginess at night, she is a much better sleeper now, and at least I don't have to rock her to sleep and carry her for hours so that she falls asleep. And she can now do this active phase walking, and that is very cute. I just love it. I just love it. Looking at her surprised eyes when she sees birds or branches that is adorable. No screen time until you're 2 years old, young lady. Yeah. But she tries to, like whenever she sees a laptop or a phone, she tries to press back. And what is another bright side? It was sunny when I left the house for 3 minutes, but it was sunny. You know how much I miss the sun. I saw it today. That is wonderful. And I should have one lesson today with one of my students. Looking forward to doing that, you know, as a smaller distraction. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's an update on Molly. Thank you for hearing. Thank you for messaging me, asking me how she is, for all the lovely comments. It means a lot, really. Uh, the support, just having someone who listens to you, who cares about you and sends you all the love, that is precious. I'm very, very grateful. Um, that is another bright side of this weird experiences I'm having, this year over the last year. It's you guys, the nice people. It's nice to be to the nice people too, apart from all the issues. I guess I would have. Oh my God, it's already 16 minutes. I'm terribly sorry, but our medical history is always very long. So, I'm gonna leave you guys. Have a nice, healthy, happy, quiet, or loud day, as you wish. There are different preferences, and we'll keep walking. While we'll drink your militarized coffee. You know that is a bit disappointing for me. I like it when my coffee cups are cute, but this one is also, reminiscent of the war, and I do not like it. But again, this is a complaint of a privileged average citizen uh, who has a chance to walk and drink coffee and feel a bit guilty about it because because the reality is cruel now. But that's okay. One thing at a time, one day at a time, we will do what we can to preserve our lives, make donations, whatever, so that this war ends and we can focus only on our families without feeling guilty for it. Have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.